Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and there's a brand new piece on Forbes written by Rosalind Layton, who has been, from time to time, just putting out incredible pieces, just analyzing the SEC versus Ripple case and really taking the SEC to task. And the focus of this particular piece is something that I've mentioned, but it's worth delving into the degree to which this is true. It's that the SEC has poked the bear in going after Ripple because they're actually also attacking the XRP community. And as it turns out, the XRP community is not too fond of that. And the degree to which the community has mobilized against the SEC, like, to be clear, the SEC did not see this coming. These genius idiots really did not understand that this type of blowback was going to happen. They didn't know that we all existed and that we'd mobilize the way that we have. And so it's not just that they're attacking Ripple, they're getting all sorts of pushback from all sorts of different directions. But even then, really, it goes a bit further because, of course, obviously, it's probably fair to say we're the most concerned crypto community at the moment just because XRP is being attacked and all that. But the truth of the matter is that the SEC is attacking all of crypto, and I think that less ideologically involved people, I'm saying not the people that are like not to Bitcoin maximalists, so on and so forth. Like those people, I think they see what's at risk here. All sorts of people get this, and so I'm going to run through this piece, and I'll share with you some of my thoughts along the way. And also, by the way, and I wouldn't have caught this if not for attorney John DIDN, who of course is the attorney seeking to go after the SEC and seeking to intervene rather in the SEC versus Ripple case on behalf of 19,000 XRP holders. He actually noted that a number of individuals within the XRP community were actually linked to in this piece, and so Rosalind Layton actually did link to my YouTube channel, and I actually wouldn't have noticed that if not for John DIDN. I'll explain why in just a moment, but I do want to be clear at the outset, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos, but purely as a fun hobby. And you guys are going to love this piece. She always does an incredible job, and this is probably, just pulling from memory, I'm guessing this is probably her 6th or 7th article since this lawsuit, word of the lawsuit got out. And just, I don't know, it's just the way that she writes. It's powerful. It's to the point. But anyway, I wanted to quickly highlight this. This is from attorney John DIDN, who wrote the following after he looked through this article and read it. Thank you, Rosalind Layton, for highlighting the fortitude of XRP holders. Although I'm the only XRP holder mentioned by name in this article, the article has links that direct the reader to others who contribute daily in our battle against government overreach and abuse. In case the reader misses the links, please know that Dr. Layton also cites the following efforts, and you can see there the YouTube channels on the screen, and I happen to be one of them. So thank you very much, Rosalind Layton. I was not expecting that, but since it was just a link, and I'll show you the part in the article where she did link to me. I actually would have completely missed this without John DIDN, but let's go ahead and jump in here now. When the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filed its bombshell lawsuit against cryptocurrency innovator Ripple Labs in December 2020, it didn't expect blowback. But during the pre-trial phase, Ripple's legal team has put the SEC itself on trial after years of conflicting and confusing guidance on the rules for cryptocurrencies. And so let me pause right there. I already got to say, the SEC, they thought that they would be viewed by the public as the hero. They're actually viewed, and quite accurately, I must say, they're viewed as the villain because they have harmed investors and they don't care. They clearly did not have a clue the degree to which there is legitimate community around certainly XRP and also more broadly crypto, but damn, the XRP community is the best community in all of crypto, hands down. There isn't even a close second. But anyway, Rosalind continues now. No one expected the tsunami of legal, political, and social media action from retail cryptocurrency investors outraged by the betrayal from an agency claiming to protect their interests. The meltdown of the SEC's credibility with this $2 trillion global investor community exposes a costly SEC miscalculation. Indeed, official Washington has been backfooted by the size, scale, and diversity of the crypto investor class and the industry they support. Lampooned by mainstream media and the US government for years, the crypto community has built a media ecosystem that connects millions of investors, consumers, developers, and entrepreneurs across the globe. It's fitting that the pioneers of the blockchain economy would apply consensus protocols to their communication. This decentralized social media apparatus has proven powerful. Just ask Congress after the backlash of the infrastructure bill over a badly written crypto tax provision. Yeah, by the way, I'll talk about that more at some point in the future when there's more updates pertaining to crypto. But that thing has gotten freaking out of hand. The the proposed bill is even bigger after getting shifted over to the House. It's pretty nonsensical. So still, despite the fact that if this thing ultimately gets pushed through, it's probably just going to be bad in general. That'd be my guess. We'll see if they actually ultimately are able to fix any of the crypto aspects, even though crypto on the whole does not belong in an infrastructure bill. Cryptocurrency does not have anything to do with infrastructure, but the government knows that and doesn't care. So that's a different topic. Anyway, piece continues. When the Ripple lawsuit was filed, that ecosystem galvanized an independent battlefront unexpected by the SEC. The uprising against the SEC is not particularly pro-Ripple, but a backlash against regulation by enforcement and deliberate market confusion that has exasperated investors and driven developers overseas. The main points of the SEC's lawsuit demonstrate why the case was the last straw for crypto enthusiasts. The agency alleges not only that Ripple's distribution of the cryptocurrency XRP has been one long unregistered securities trade since 2013, but that the digital asset itself, a token that operates on a fully decentralized ledger, is a security with no utility other than as an investment contract with a single company. Further, the agency insists that every market participant on Earth should have known that XRP is a security for the last 8 years, even though the agency admits it wasn't clear on the status until the day it filed the lawsuit. Yeah, exactly. And that part is provably true. In fact, you can go back to that email I recently highlighted from October of last year, 2020, so a couple months before the SEC actually filed their legal complaint against Ripple. And it was an email to just a retail speculator. And I remember his name's Frank. And Frank wanted to know, hey, is this XRP I'm buying? Is this a security? And they wrote to him and said that they hadn't made a decision on that yet. There was no designation, right? So already there, like that should just end the case. Like that right there already should. But it didn't. But still, somehow we were all supposed to know that, though, and Ripple was supposed to know that, and Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, everyone was supposed to know it, even though they didn't know it until they made it clear on December 22nd of last year that it was. The whole time, though, the whole time XRP was a security, and it's not even useful for anything. Yeah, tell that to the dozens of customers that Ripple has utilizing it via on-demand liquidity. Tell that to Coil, which utilizes a blend of ILP and XRP to stream money in real time. They came up with a new form of web monetization utilizing this technology, which couldn't exist without this technology, mind you. And so you no longer need paywalls, and you no longer need advertisements on a website. It's a third form of web monetization that streams money in real time. It's an incredible concept, and it's powerful. And hopefully Coil keeps getting traction, but the concept in general will get traction. We'll see there are others perhaps that'll jump in at some point. Coil's the most notable one as far as I'm aware anyway, that's even attempting to do this. But the idea is here to stay. And so look, that does offer utility. And this idea that XRP doesn't do anything else except for represent some sort of contract with Ripple that, I didn't know and you didn't know listening to this, we didn't know we even signed it with Ripple? Did we? Of course we didn't sign anything with Ripple. That's the point, though. This is stupid. STOOPID, stupid. And the piece continues. These claims enraged investors and developers from across the spectrum of tokens and projects who could only imagine what might happen to them under such impossible standards of fair notice and due process. Anyone could be next without warning. Many point to the 2018 speech by then SEC Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman when he outlined how the Ethereum token Ether is not a security and used criteria that could even more convincingly be applied to XRP. Which, by the way, is a point that I've talked about. And she explains why here, so I'll read it. But this is a point I have made time and again, and it is so true. The outlined, the criteria that William Hinman outlined, it's certainly favorable for XRP or for Ethereum, but even more favorable for XRP. And so here's why. Here's what Rosalind wrote. After all, Ethereum held an unregistered initial coin offering in 2014 with no repercussions, while Ripple never held an ICO and got sued anyway. That's exactly what happened. So they must really think that we're idiots out here. We're not going to recognize just how wrong what they're doing actually is and how they're actually harming investors. We're just not going to pick up on that, right? The thing is, they didn't know we were here. That's how completely blind they are. They didn't even know, had no clue of what they were stepping into. That's why I said, you dumb poked the bear, my friend. You dumb poked the bear. And then she continues here. When Ripple made this argument in court, the SEC's appallingly disingenuous response was that Hinman's speech was just his personal opinion and did not reflect any official thinking by the agency. As I reported in March, these arguments provoked Rhode Island attorney John DIDN to file a motion to intervene in SEC versus Ripple on behalf of a small group of retail holders of XRP, insisting that neither party in the case represented their interests. The SEC was evidently startled by the motion, and its response levied personal attacks on DIDN and XRP investors. It only further provoked more than 19,000 indignant XRP holders to join DIDN's motion, eager to tell the court that they never saw XRP as an investment in Ripple and use it as currency in many ways. Yeah, and I knew that before all this happened. I'd even highlighted the fact that, if you want to invest in Ripple, the company, you actually can do that on secondary markets. I've been pointing this out since way before this lawsuit came to pass. I was like, if you want to invest in Ripple, and there's high thresholds to get approved, which I've talked about before, most people would not qualify because you have to be a sophisticated investor, which really to me is just insulting anyway. But basically the way that they view whether or not you're sophisticated is you have to have a net worth of it that's higher than most have, at least $1 million, or be making what was it, either 200 or 250,000 a year. So that knocks out the vast majority of humans in the United States. Almost nobody qualifies, which I think is insulting. They think you don't know how to get your shirt on in the morning. I'm not convinced they do, though. It would be the truth. They're like Bitcoin maxi trolls that don't know how to get their shirt on in the morning. And they're all wearing Velcro shoes, right? Sons of bitches. That's exactly what they're doing. A bunch of non-shirt getting honors wearing Velcro shoes. Really grinds my gears, folks. Really grinds my gears, folks. But meanwhile, a network calling themselves the XRP Army marched into battle, led by dozens of influencers who hold XRP along with other cryptocurrencies, have no particular allegiance to Ripple, and collectively have over 1 million followers on YouTube and Twitter. They rush to post and comment on every new filing on the case docket while monitoring the actions and statements of the U.S. Congress and the Biden administration and debating what it all means. They are spread across the U.S., Europe, Asia, and Australia, feeding and consuming a 24-hour news cycle. Some operate like wire agencies, reporting legal and market facts in detail, while others infuse lively opinion, give legal analysis of the case, analyze new XRP ledger projects, or feature one-on-one interviews with key figures in the industry and the U.S. government. Yeah, there's a lot of us out here. Let's make no bones about it. And by the way, this happens to be where I was linked. This is why I wouldn't see it. So, she wrote here, while others infuse lively opinion, and if you click on lively opinion, then it takes you to my channel. So I have lively opinion. Thank you, Rosalind. I'll take that. I will take that characterization. I appreciate it. But it is true. There's tons of us. I mean, even just within the XRP community, how many bloggers and people running channels are out there and very active on Twitter? I mean, there are all sorts of people with tens of thousands of followers on Twitter, if not hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter. Social media, we're all over the place. There's a reason for it too. There really is. We get that XRP, if we're right about XRP, I mean, it could be around for decades or perhaps much longer. as long as utility continues to take hold. I think that we realize we're on the cutting edge, and of course we never thought that XRP was unregistered security of Ripple, the company. That is utter nonsense. And in fact, the more time passed, and especially after seeing Hinman's framework for what constitutes a security or not, after all of that, it just provided more confidence in the community that XRP, of course, isn't a security, because why would they be going after ICOs popping up in 2017 but have let Ripple do what they've been doing in broad daylight for the better part of a decade? So it seemed obvious. Well, of course the SEC is not going to go after Ripple. How could anybody be so stupid? How could anyone at the SEC be so stupid to do? And then they proved us. They were just like, hold my beer. Somebody at the SEC, it's Jay Clayton, right? Hold my beer. I've got a stupid thing to do right now. Let's wreck everyone's financial lives. And that's what they did. And just like practically overnight, billions of dollars just exited XRP. In terms of market cap, just eviscerated. Anyway, it continues here. Moreover, the community has the attention of Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn, who has opened thousands of phone lines for the public to hear each of the procedural hearings in the case, and the lines fill up in minutes after opening. At a pivotal hearing, when she ordered Hinman be deposed, Netburn said it was because, quote, "I find that this case is unique. The amount in controversy is substantial, and the public's interest is significant," end quote. Yeah, no kidding. And think about that. I think there's 4,000 phone slots, and they all fill up in minutes. I believe the number's 4,000. Like when it started, it was much lower. It may have been like 500, I want to say. I could be wrong on that. And then they upped it, and it still gets maxed out every time. Asshats over at the SEC, man, didn't know what they were getting into. Anyway, the XRP has recently started unearthing video evidence of regulatory misconduct that strikes at both the SEC's case and its public credibility over and above what Ripple has presented in court. One video shows Hinman making it clear his 2018 speech was indeed intended to guide the markets and reflected our, quote, our thinking, end quote, at the SEC, contradicting both an affidavit and his deposition. More recently, several embarrassing videos of then SEC Commissioner Robert Jackson have surfaced showing him energetically asserting that not only that Hinman's speech was market guidance, but that all such guidance was intended by then Chairman Jay Clayton as regulatory clarity in place of slow-moving formal rulemaking. Yeah, so let me pause right there. That is actually true. This guy admitted that the reason that they hadn't offered legal clarity to this point was because technology moves too fast, and he stated, he worded something like this: "Can you promise me if we, go forward with this legal clarity that you find sound, actually get this all passed as law? Can you promise me that in 12 to 18 months it's still going to be relevant?" And so that's an actual. That's what he actually meant. So he doesn't think that there can be regulation. This guy's he was working at the SEC as a commissioner. He doesn't think it's possible to have cohesive plans in terms of guidelines in terms of what would constitute, as it pertains to crypto specifically, a securities offering. He doesn't think that's possible. What in the ever-loving hell? Thank God people like Hester Purser out there, too. She's another SEC commissioner who gets it. Of course there are fixes for this, but this guy, he really genuinely believes that things move so fast and there's new technology as a result. We can't have something that would represent some sort of cohesive framework for what is or is not permitted within crypto, in terms of cryptos and whether or not they're ICOs. How about having a safe harbor law? That would go a long way. How about explaining what is sufficiently decentralized so that a sale of any particular coin, the people operating in the market would not be confused as to whether or not it's a security? Why can't you do that? You could, you're just not. But he doesn't even recognize that's possible. He seriously, but he did admit. So he said, in lieu of that, and you're really getting into the minds of these people that are running the show here. So in lieu of that, they trotted Billy Hinman out there to say what was allegedly just his opinion, but they know that they put on the song and dancer. They put on such a show that anybody watching it would believe that it was the official view of the SEC. They just have a little asterisk. Oh, I'm Billy Hinman, and it's just my point of view, though. But no, it was presented in such a way that it would not be interpreted that way, as evidenced by all of the headlines. They got the outcome they wanted. News outlets, crypto media and mainstream media, Everybody that was talking about this was reporting it as official SEC decree, and that's because media was sufficiently confused intentionally by the SEC. And then where are the idiots? We should have known that was just the opinion? Well, how come the SEC didn't come out afterwards and notice, oh, wow, people are really responding to this in a way that we didn't intend. Guys, you're all taking this as official decree of the SEC. To be clear, this was just Billy Hinman over here saying this stuff. Did they come out and do that? No, but they got the results that they were expecting. That's most certainly true. These guys, like, the level of incompetency at times is astounding. And it's a shame because it's not the case that everybody at the SEC is bad. For instance, Hester Peirce, Elad Roisman, another one. But some of these people are just ruining it for everybody, right? And Gary Gensler, new chair, he doesn't seem to be on path to fix this. And in fact, he's like doubling, tripling down on all the bad aspects of what happened under Jay Clayton. That's what it looks like to me, you know? He's not interested in clarity. He's just not. And so anyway, this continues. In another, Jackson insists that Clayton viewed all ICOs as securities, throwing more scrutiny on Hinman's speech and the SEC's inaction with Ethereum's ICO. Another video of 2019 conference shows Hinman's then deputy at the SEC, Amy Starr, and Coinbase counsel Dorothy DeWitt indicating that the exchange and the SEC have a framework on whether to list certain tokens or not based on their status as unregistered securities. It so happens that Coinbase listed XRP that same year. Taken together, the momentum of this crowdsourced activism hints at how excruciating a trial might be for the SEC and all the current and former officials entangled in the case. As the discovery phase draws to an end and the public backlash intensifies, one wonders why SEC Chairman Gary Gensler would continue risking his legacy on taking the Ripple case to trial. His fumbling defense of non-existent clarity has only widened the agency's credibility gap and hurt his image as a heretofore champion of crypto, who, among other things, taught a course on the subject at MIT before taking the SEC chair role. Aside from the unprecedented restrictions on the SEC's power that a losing verdict will inflict, can Gensler effectively lead an agency that is provoking so much hostility from the very constituency it claims to be defending? With a razor-thin Democrat majority in Congress heading into the midterms, the Biden administration can ill afford turning against the crypto community. Well done. That's an excellent piece. That's striking at the heart of this, and I think again, so just like the SEC was obviously surprised that there's a lot of us that would be very pissed off at what they did, I think people that aren't involved in crypto wouldn't assume that to be the case either. How would you? I mean, honestly, when I jumped into crypto and I got interested in XRP, I didn't understand the degree to which there was a community. Like, yeah, I jumped on Twitter. It's like, oh, there's some people that like this too. I had no earthly idea of just how big it was. And it's way bigger now than it was back then. And you got almost 4 years that have passed since I jumped in. But it's huge. We're all here. We get it. And I think we all have this feeling like there is something special to all of this. And we're very confident in why we're doing what we're doing in crypto and specifically XRP here. And so then to see this attacked by a bunch of nincompoops that just don't care, then they're so unethical. It's offensive. Like, we're just supposed to let them do that? No, which is why everybody has rallied together and said, no, if this is what you want, you're going to have to fight, because that's exactly what's happening, which is why I won't be surprised in the least if there ends up being a settlement. But I'll go ahead and wrap up here. I am not a financial... Oh, you know what? I think I forgot one important thing. I think I did. Crap. I meant to say this at the beginning. XRP Crypto Wolf, thank you very much. I think I forgot. Thank you very much for sending this piece to my inbox on Twitter. Maybe I said it. I don't think I did, though. And I definitely meant to say that at the beginning of the video, so my apologies. But I want you to know, XRP Crypto Wolf, I hope you're listening. I very much appreciate you sending everything that you send my way. I'll go ahead and wrap up there, though. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.